have to learn to be quiet and not overshare your goals, your dreams, and things that you're working on, right? This becomes super problematic because when you start oversharing, not everybody is going to be in your corner, right? Not everybody in your circle is in your corner. That's just how it is. Not everybody who's on your socials or in your family or in your circle is really there rooting you on. And while that can be a bitter pill to swallow, you're just going to have to know that that's kind of a thing. This doesn't mean that you have to go tit for tat. You don't have to get your feelings all hurt. You just have to know kind of the audience, right? Know who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, and accept it for what it is. You get yourself caught up, and I promise you we're going to talk about that too in a different video, but you got to stop with how you want it to be. That's for the next video. But the reason that you have to keep it to yourself and close to the vest is there's a few reasons. Number one, when you're oversharing, very often you're almost oversharing because you're looking for that approval. You're looking for that validation. You're looking for the acceptance. You're looking for that, oh, look what I'm doing, right? And the reason you don't want to do that, not just because not everybody isn't in your corner, some people just want to know what you're up to, right? And then you may find those people, and I know you know these people, and please don't be this person. And if you are, just know that you're dealing with stuff. And hey, that's just a good signal to let you know that you still have to work on your stuff. But so, and I say that because don't be so like, what are you working on? What are you working on? What are you working on? When are you going to have kids? When are you going to get married? When are you going to get me a grandchild? When are you going to, oh no, do not do that. Right? No, we're not doing that. But going back to you, because this is about you, when you set up a new goal, right? You know, yes, there's some researched facts of like, hey, if you're going to go on this like new wellness journey, yeah, share your stuff. But that's because you're like, okay, it's different if you're like, I'm going to share this with this person, my wellness journey, because they're on it. Not, I'm going to share this with my mom and hope she likes it. Like, no. If you know your audience, like I said. So if you're doing that and you're getting support for it and you're like, yay, we're doing this together, great. But not everybody needs to know everything because they will, if it doesn't align with them, if they don't understand it, they're not necessarily going to be your biggest cheerleader. They're more or less going to try to poke holes in it, right? Do you think you should do that? Do you think that's a smart idea? Oof, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work that way. And then you're going, oh my God, is it? Is it my thing? Because then you get in your headspace. And I think that's the biggest thing for you is to allow yourself that time and that space to get very, very clear that these are your goals. This isn't a conference call. Your goals aren't meant to be a conference call. What you're working on isn't meant to be for everybody to be included, right? And think of it this way. Now that you tell somebody, and when you're ready to tell somebody, I've told people I'm working on my book. That's fine. You know it's coming. I wanted to tell you. I'm working on many other things that will hopefully help you in the long run, but you don't need to know that right now because I'm not sharing that with you right now because it's not time for me to do that. And, not only will people poke holes in it or just try to do it to kind of be nosy or whatever, it sets you up to kind of go, great. Well, what if I fail at it? Then, like I said, everybody's not always in your corner. So there may be people who are going, knew that wasn't going to work. We're not going to do that. And your oversharing, it goes almost a little bit into your people pleasing. People go, well, why do we overshare? A, you're looking for validation. Why? Why are you looking for validation that your goals are okay with them? Really ask yourself that question. I really want you to go inward for this. Why do you need somebody else's validation and approval for your goals, your journey, your dreams, your desires? Why? Why are you giving that so much value? Because if it isn't in alignment with what somebody else would do, what they agree with, what they are down with, then they're probably not going to be there to support it. And then you go, they never support me. Why do you keep sharing stuff with them? Why? And so this is where you got to get really, really clear with keeping your stuff private. Be quiet. Silence is golden. Silence is very protective. There's been ample time. Somebody goes, I didn't know that you did that. Wow. Yeah. Because I never knew that. Well, because I didn't tell you. Because, the more people that you have the more noise you have in your ears. And if you're not in a space emotionally, emotional maturity level, self-confidence level, you're going to be easily influenced by the voice and noise of other people. So when you tell people too much, I mean, I'm sure you've experienced this. You go, you know what? I think I'm going to start running. I don't know. Ugh, I used to run. Oh, be careful of that. You know, it's going to mess your knees up. Okay, I just was saying I was going to run. And then you're almost like, then you get your feelings hurt because you're like, God, why do you, every time I bring something up, you're always cutting it down. Stop bringing it up. You can't get mad at a person who's showing you who they are. Stop doing that. And the easiest way to do that, and you don't do it out of like defensiveness. Don't be like, well, I'm just not going to share anything with anybody. Don't do that. Do it and share it when you're ready to share it, when you're confident, and when you're not looking for any feedback. You're just going, oh, and they go, okay, well, I wouldn't do that. Well, I understand, but this is my journey. It's what I'm doing. Right. And so you got to ask yourself, why is it that you keep seeking that approval or everybody needs to know? The more people who need to know, the more puppets you have, the puppet masters that may pull the strings. And again, you want to be careful that you're not that person. Well, when are you going to get married? Well, what? You'll know. It's not for you to know. But you got to ask yourself, why do you have a hard time of keeping these things close to the vest? You grind in the dark, grind hard, shine in the light. People will only see the success. They're not going to see the long work, right? They're not, they're going to be like, wow, look at that fancy house. Okay, well, do you know how long that the person worked to get that? Do you know how hard it was? Do you know how much they saved up for it? No, because you're only seeing it from the external side of it. And you got to be okay with that. There will be people who are going to be like, wow, that must be nice. And you go, well, yeah, I worked really hard for it. But you don't have to explain that. Not everybody is going to want to hear it. And so you got to ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to gain? I need you to go inward here, introspective work today. What is it that you're trying to gain? Okay, because sometimes you might not even know. This is why we have to do introspective work. This is how we get into self-awareness. What are you expecting by telling everybody? Because if you're expecting everybody to be your cheerleader, that's a whole other issue. Other people don't have to cheer you on this journey. It was not a conference call. Your life is not a conference call for everybody. I don't care if it's family. I don't care if it's best friends. I don't care if it's a spouse. Why do you need that? So if you go, okay, well, I want that. I just want, I'd like to have that support. Okay, why? Why do you need that support? It's your journey. What is it that you're seeking? Because that's going to help you understand why you're oversharing. And obviously, it's not going to be overnight. You're not just going to be like, oh, I know the answer to that. You might not. Because remember, the symptom is never the root cause. Your oversharing isn't the problem. I mean, it's the symptom of a deeper root. Why are you oversharing? Why are you seeking that validation? That itself is not the issue. That's the symptom. And everybody wants to treat the symptom. I need to stop oversharing. Okay, well, first we need to know why you're doing it. Typically, you're going to do it out of insecurity. You're going to do it from a place of self-insecurity, of uncertainty within yourself, afraid of failure, afraid of falling, needing somebody else to validate that that's a good idea. Why? Even if it's something that you fall on flat on your face with, you succeed or you learn. That's it. You don't fail. You succeed or you learn. Two things, two outcomes: succeed, learn. And stop trying to do it by somebody else, because you want to be able, because like I said, you don't want to tell everybody something and then you go out to do it and then you're the boy who cried wolf. Oh, there they go again, saying they're going to start this new project. They're always starting a new business. They're always starting this. Now you're the boy who cried wolf, and now people don't even believe you. They're just like, oh, this is what this person does. And that's why you keep things close to the vest. Okay, so your introspective homework today is to figure out why it is that you feel the need to overshare. Why? And you might not know that answer without knowing the deeper root for yourself. The deeper root. Why do you need their validation? Why do you need their approval? What is it that you need approved within self? And that's going to be a lot of homework for you. But until you can do that, you're always going to keep seeking that external. And the more you seek the external, the more you're going to chase it. The more you're not living your life for you. The more you're trying to people please. The more you're trying to make sure that mom's not upset with you and your sister's not upset with you. Why does it matter? Why? and that's going to be introspectively. So that's your homework. Not going to be easy, but you guys wanted to go a little bit deeper. We're going to go a little bit deeper. And there you have it. So do that work. Let me know in the comments or hit me up. Let me know what you come up with.